Introduction. Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about what prevents us from living consciously and freely. Laziness, procrastination, and bad habits. Social media, fast food, video games, smoking, alcohol, all of these suck us in like a swamp and steal our time, energy, and even our dignity. But we have a powerful weapon, the philosophy of the Stoics. They taught, you are stronger than your weaknesses. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they all fought their inner demons and won. Their methods still work today. In this video, we'll break down the Stoics' 5 steps for fighting addictions. These are not just theory. They are time-tested principles that will help you take control of your life. Ready to stop being a slave to addictions? Then let's get going. Now that we understand why Stoicism is relevant in the fight against addictions, let's move on to the first and most important step, awareness. As Epictetus said, first tell yourself who you want to be, then do what you have to do. Part 1. Realization is the first step to freedom. Friends, imagine this. You wake up thinking, I'm going to start a new life today. But by evening, you're back to smoking, playing on your phone, or eating fast food. Sound familiar? The Stoics were the first to realize that to defeat addiction, you must first understand its mechanisms. We don't just reach for the unhealthy. Behind every weakness is an attempt to escape discomfort. In this part, let's look at how to take apart your habits to deprive them of their power over you. Friends, let's take a deep dive into the first and most important step to breaking free from bad habits, awareness. The Stoics compared our mind to a fortress that must be scrutinized before strengthening its defenses. Modern science confirms that most breakdowns occur precisely because we do not understand the true mechanisms of our addictions. Let's take a common habit like smoking as an example. On a superficial level, it looks like a simple action. A person smokes a cigarette. But if we dig deeper, we will find as many as 4 levels of this addiction. On the physiological level, it is nicotine addiction, a chemical reaction of the body. On a psychological level, smoking becomes a way to cope with stress and anxiety. On a social level, smoking breaks become a ritual for socializing with coworkers. And finally, on the behavioral level, an automatic movement is developed when the hand itself reaches for a cigarette. To work deeply with awareness, I suggest you practice the 4 levels, adapted from the methods of the Stoics. The first level is physical. How does your body react to the habit? The second is emotional. What feelings are you trying to dull with it? The third is mental. What beliefs in your head support the habit? And the fourth is behavioral. What specific situations and triggers set off this cycle? Keeping a Stoic diary is particularly effective, but not in a superficial but in-depth way. Do not just record cases when you succumb to the habit, but carefully analyze each episode according to a special scheme. Write down where and when it happened, who was around, what exactly was the trigger, what you were thinking at that moment, what emotions you felt, and most importantly, how you could have done otherwise. For example, a typical recording might look like this. Situation, office, 3:30 p.m. after a difficult meeting. Trigger, a colleague suggested going out for a smoke break. Thoughts, I deserve a break. Feelings, irritation, fatigue. Alternative, you could have done breathing exercises or gone for a short walk without a cigarette. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't resist, Apply the Epictetus technique of cognitive reframing. Ask yourself 4 important questions. Is this really true? Are you absolutely certain of it? How do you usually react when you believe this thought? And who would you be without this limiting attitude? As a homework assignment, I suggest that you keep such a detailed journal for 7 days. Identify the 3 main triggers of your habit and come up with at least 2 alternative actions for each. Remember, as Seneca said, he who has realized his illness is already on the road to recovery. Now, you know the main secret of the Stoics. Habits are strong as long as they go unnoticed. By keeping a diary of weaknesses and separating the controlled, uncontrolled, you turn on observer mode. Remember the words of Epictetus. First tell yourself who you want to be, then do what you have to do. Today's assignment is to write down 3 moments when you succumb to a habit and analyze the triggers. In the next installment, let's learn how to turn this knowledge into action.